Greetings. In this class, let us discuss some more topics on velocity and acceleration analysis of mechanism by analytical and complex algebra method, which belongs to module number 3. The topics to be discussed in this videos are Freudenstein's equation for four-bar mechanism, Freudenstein equation for slider crank mechanism, and some example problems related to Freudenstein equations on four-bar mechanism. Let us discuss what is Freudenstein equation first. Consider this diagram, which is in left hand side, is a four-bar mechanism which consists of a fixed link called AD, a input link AB, the coupler BC, and a output link CD. Let us call the input link as small a, the coupler as small b, and output link as small c, and fixed link as small d. Now, if we take the components along x and y axis, we need to refer this diagram. If you consider the input link at an angle theta 2 and output link at an angle theta 4, then the corresponding components along x and y axis are the a cos theta 2, a sin theta 2, which is adjacent and opposite. Similarly, let us consider angle beta, the angle of coupler with respect to horizontal plane. Hence, the opposite will become b sin theta and adjacent will become b cos beta. Since the output link angle is theta 4, the opposite will become c sin theta 4 and adjacent will become c cos theta 4. Now, by considering these components, let us continue further. We know that for equilibrium of mechanism, the sum of components along x and y axis must be equal to 0. Let us take components along x axis. So along x axis we have a cos theta 2, b cos beta, and c cos theta 4, in which a cos theta 2 and b cos beta are in the same direction, whereas c cos theta 4 and the vector d, which is in opposite direction. Hence these two will become minus. So that's why we have mentioned minus symbol for c cos theta 4 and d, which is equal to 0. And solve. Let us take b cos beta to left hand side and remaining to the right hand side. For this equation, if we go for squaring the both side, we get b square cos square beta is equal to, the right hand side we have a plus b plus c whole square format. We know the basics of algebra. The a plus b plus c whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca. On substituting the corresponding values, we get this equation number 2. Taking components along y-axis, we have a sin theta 2, b sin beta, both are in same direction, whereas c sin theta 4, which is in opposite direction. Hence, c sin theta 4 is mentioned with negative sign, which is equal to the components, the total sum of these components is equal to 0. We call it as equation number 3. Let us take b sin beta left hand side and remaining term let it be in right hand side. By squaring this above equation, we get b square sin beta, and we have another term in the right hand side. It's in a form of a minus b whole square. We know that a minus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab. On substituting the corresponding term, we get equation number 4 in this form. Now the equation number 2 and 4 what we got, that is b square cos square beta and b square sin square beta. This equation number 2 and 4 we need to add. If we add these two equations and if we take b square as a common factor, the cos square beta plus sin square beta will be comes under bracket, and to the corresponding right hand side also we added, that gives this term. And we know from the basics the sum of sin square beta plus cos square beta can be equal to 1. So in the same manner we can take cos square theta 4 plus sin square theta 4 is equal to 1, and cos square theta 2 plus sin square theta 2 is equal to 1. So on substitution we get the below equation, and further simplification we can express the left hand side term as cos theta cos A into cos B plus sin A into sin B form. So that is represented here. And if we send all the A term, B term, C term and D term to right hand side, we have this equation. Now since small a, b, c and d are the length of the links which are constant, let us call d by a is equal to k1, d by c is equal to k2, and this ratio as k3. Hence the further simplified form of this equation will be the cos theta 4 into cos theta 2 plus sin theta 4 into sin theta 2, which is equal to k1 cos theta 4 minus k2 cos theta 2 plus k3. We know that cos A cos B plus sin A sin B is equal to cos A minus B. Hence cos theta 2 minus theta 4 will be equal to k1 cos theta 4 minus k2 cos theta 2 plus k3. Let us call this equation as number 6. So this equation, the equation number 6, is called as Freudenstein equation. When written for 3 pairs, we can consider theta 21, theta 41, theta 22, theta 42 and theta 23, theta 43 in the equation 6 can be written as in this form. So here we have 3 equations and we have 3 unknowns which are k1, k2 and k3. So by solving these above 3 simultaneous equations, we can find the values of the constants k1, k2 and k3. Hence further we can find the lengths of the various links. The use of Freudenstein equation is by knowing the angle of input link and output link, we can find the length of the 4-bar mechanism. That's the advantage of Freudenstein's equation. Let us consider the Freudenstein equation for slider crank mechanism. In case of slider crank mechanism, the movement of slider is coordinated with the movement of the crank, because the movement of piston or a slider is mainly depend upon the movement of the rotation of the crank. It means the slider moment is directly proportional to the rotation of the crank. Consider this figure shown in the right hand side. By the figure we can say the linear displacement of slider is directly proportional to angle of rotation of the crank. So this proportionality can be replaced by a proportionality constant C. So delta x is equal to C into delta t, delta theta, where if we consider suffix s as starting position and suffix f for finishing position, the delta x means the change in position. So the change in position is equal to final position minus starting position is equal to c times the theta f minus theta s. Hence concept of proportionality can be determined as a ratio of this expression. Now from diagram we can express the xb. the linear displacement of point B, xb, can be written as r cos theta if you take the component. Similarly, the yb, the coordinate of point B is xb and yb. Xb can be written as r cos theta and yb can be written as r sin theta. Then the point x is at a distance of x from the pivot, hence xc is equal to x, and yc is equal to, there's an eccentricity of a slider with respect to x-axis, so that eccentricity, let us take it as e dash. Now consider the triangle BDC. We have a right angle triangle here, that is B, D and C. So if you consider this right angle triangle, let us apply the Pythagoras theorem, that is hypotenuse side square is equal to sum of the remaining sides, square of sides, that is BC square is equal to CD square plus BD square. From the notation we know that BC is a connecting rod, so let it be the L be the notation. L square is equal to, from CD, so CD is the distance, we can get it x minus r cos theta, and BC is L, so x minus r cos theta we can write. And what is BD? So BD is the total distance and that is r sin theta. If you consider from the distance from here to here, this will be r sin theta. In that we need to subtract this e dash, hence BD will be r sin theta minus e dash. Now expanding this a minus b whole square format, a square minus 2ab plus b square, we have two expressions. Expand this using a minus b whole square formula and substitute the belonging alphabets, and further simplification we can judge that sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, and similarly on further simplification we can solve for x square at this point of the step. And since we have a constant terms here, these are the constant terms, right? And this is also a constant, 2x into r, sorry, 2 into r, not 2x into r, and 2r e dash, these are all constants. So if you consider that as, let us take k1 as a 2r and k2 as 2r e dash and k3 as l square minus r square minus e dash square. Then the above equation, what we have, this equation is called as Freudenstein equation for slider crank mechanism. Let us take some example problems for Freudenstein equation. A 4-bar mechanism is having some 4 links, that input and output links angles are given. For this we need to get the expression. So input crank angle for 30 degree, the output follower angle should be 0 degree. For input crank angle 50 degree, the output follower angle must be 30 degree, and for input 80 degree, the output follower angle should be 60 degree. Let us consider the Freudenstein equation, that is k1 cos theta 4 minus k2 cos theta 2 plus k3 is equal to cos theta 2 minus cos theta 4, which we just derived in previous slides. Now what is theta 2? Theta 2 is input angle, theta 4 is output angles. Consider the first set, that is 30 degree and 0 degree. So theta 2 is 30 degree and theta 4 is 0 degree. So the input crank angle is theta 2 and output crank angle is theta 4. So on substitution of theta 2 and theta 3, we get this value. Then apply calculator, find the value of cos 30. Cos 30 is 0.866. 0.866. And further, you take the second set of the values 50 degree and 30 degree and substitute. Then further you simplify, you'll get equation number 2. And the third set of the values is 80 degree and 60 degree. So substitute 80 degree and 60 degree in the Frankenstein equation and further simplify using calculator. 80 minus 60 is equal to 20 degree and cos 80 degree. Operate calculator, you will get this equation. So now here we have three simultaneous equations. Solving these three equations, and we have three unknowns which are k1, k2 and k3. By solving these three equations, we can find the values of k1, k2 and k3. Let us assume one link length as unity. Let us take the length of A is equal to 1. So that k1, we know the k1 formula is given by d by A. So we have assumed A is equal to 1 so that we can calculate k1 value and d value. So similarly, by taking the formula for k2 and take the formula for k3, we can calculate the value of C as well, B and D. We know that A is equal to D because k1 is equal to d by A. So by this we can calculate all the various lengths of the link A, B, C and D. Let us take one more example. For the 4-bar linkage, the following are given datas. The input link at an angle 60 degree, the output link at an angle 90 degree. And the omega 2 values, acceleration values are given for input link. The angular velocity and angular acceleration is given for output link also. We need to determine the link length ratio. Let's consider the Frankenstein equation. That is called it as first equation number 1. If we differentiate this Frankenstein equation with respect to time, we get equation number 2. And we know differentiation of angular velocity d theta by dt can be written as omega. Hence, d theta 2 by dt will be written as omega 2. D theta 4 by dt can be written as omega 4. So in such a way that we got omega 4 and omega 2 after differentiation. And once again, if we differentiate the equation number 2, we will get equation number 3. Since it's the second derivative, we get omega 4 square and omega 2 square. And the differentiation of omega 4 can be taken as the angular velocity, angular acceleration, that is alpha 4 and alpha 2. And substituting the values of various terms in equation number 1, 2 and 3, the values theta 2 and theta 4 are given, that is 60 degree and 90 degree, so that we will get three equations once again here. And so that by solving this simultaneous equation, we can calculate k2 values and k1 value also. So once we get k1, k2, k3 values, and from Frankenstein equation we have formulas for k1, k2 and k3. That is k1 is equal to d by A and k2 is equal to d by C. K1 is equal to d by A and k2 is equal to d by C, so that we can calculate the B also. After getting all the lengths D, A, B and C, the required solution is we need to find the ratio, link length ratio, that means d by A or d by C. Hence we found out all the required unknowns These are some example problems on Frankenstein equation. So these are, I hope you understood. Thank you.